This video here, I think, is the best example of simplifying the explanation of the change or the rule change for ETF applications from the SEC. The implications, right? What it does, what it means. He kind of explains it really nicely, this guy. It's still a little simplistic, but I think you can wrap your head around it now so you can understand it. They're also talking a little bit here in this video about the strength of the ETF, the XRP spot ETF launches. They're growing with some aggressive volume. The ones that have been approved so far, I think there's two. Plus there's that leveraged DeFi ETF that was around. I think it's Corium. It was around from a little bit earlier. But we're just a couple days away from October. I think the 18th is the first hard date. Now, I heard some news that the SEC is asking some of these people to just drop those applications and move on with the generic standard. If it's a delay tactic, I'm not a fan of it, but I'm understanding that they're going to still be able to be approved on time, maybe sooner. If they do that, I don't know. I still don't know the details on that. So I'm sure each company is going to make its own decision, and we'll figure out which way is the best way to go forward based on what they actually do. But check out this video. It's really cool, very simplistic. Paul Barron interviews some really good people, and I think you'll find it informative. Let me know what you think in the comments. Like, share, subscribe, and bookmark. We'll see you on the next one. Until next time, adios amigos.
Eric came out here with the semi-shock statement there, talking about the Rex Osprey. This, of course, is the ETF for XRP. Heavy turnover in a short period of time. I think it was like 90 minutes at the time he tweeted this. Is this thing still tracking at this kind of growth right now? Have you looked at the most recent numbers?
I haven't looked in a little while, but it did slow down a little bit after initial opening, but it's having an extremely strong day. Like, it's a very strong launch for a product. So these products, so the screenshot you had up before with this generic listing standards approval,
yep.
It's related to this in a way. So the product you were just showing fits into the 1940 Act wrapper. And what that does is there was a generic listing standards that were created for products that fit into the 1940 Act. I don't want to get too far in the weeds, but essentially that was a generic listing standard. So that's why those future products were able to launch after 75 days after filing the prospectus. That's Rex Osprey basically forced Solana, XRP, Doge into that 40 Act wrapper with like regulatory and legal workarounds, and they were able to launch because the SEC couldn't stop it because it fit the rules.
Exactly.
And so part of this, what's happened with those generic listing standards is basically like now even the pure spot products, the ones that usually have to go through that 19B4 process that I've talked about many, many times, it's like a 260-day long process. You're going back and forth to the SEC. There's delays, there's denials. That's going to be gone now with this generic listing standard. So basically the pure spot products that are going to hold nothing but the spot underlying asset are going to have the same sort of streamlined process. They only need to get the prospectus approved. Usually you had to go through another division known as Division of Trading and Markets to get your 19B4 approved, which is like requesting a rule change. And you would have had to do that for every asset under the sun that was coming with this sort of wrapper. And I think the SEC was like, one, we should have had a streamlined process from the get-go. We should have done this already. And two, I mean, we don't want to be issuing 20, 30, 40-page reports approving every single product that's trying to list a new crypto asset. Like, that's just not something they're trying to do.